So let's take a look at some basic graphs and transformations of those graphs. So the basic graph, the absolute value graph, is a line starting at 0, 0, going up to the right, like that. And then it starts at 0, 0. Instead of continuing down below, for negatives it pops back up and it stays positive. So it's a V, basically. Make sense? Absolute value is just a V graph. Okay? So then if we have a graph of, if we have to graph y equals the absolute value of x plus 3, for example, adding 3 to the outside of that just basically moves every point up 3.
Okay, yeah.
So let's say that this is 2, not 1, so we can do this easier. So 3, moving every point up 3 would move this point to here. It would move this point to here. It would move this point to here, etc. So everything just goes up 3. And your graph is going to look something like that. I may not have drawn it exactly correct. Okay? Then what about y equals absolute value of x plus 3 on the inside? Well, plus 3 on the inside, if you remember, that moves everything left 3. Because the transformation is happening to the x, not to the y. It's inside the function. So everything's going to move left 3. So this point moves here, and every other point moves left 3. So it's going to be like that.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah. Okay, let's try another one. So what if I had 2 to the x? Y equals 2 to the x. That's your base graph for an exponential function. So what that looks like, let's call this 1. It goes through 1, and it approaches 0 to the left, and it goes up exponentially to the right. So 1, 2, 2 is going to be 4, and then it's going to zoom up to the right. Oops, let's try that again.
Okay.
That's your graph. That's your base graph. It always goes to point 0, 1 if it's in this form, because when you plug in 0 for x, what's anything to the 0?
Anything to 0
is 1.
Okay.
Anything to the 0 power is 1.
Okay.
Okay. So now what if I add 2x plus 3? What if I just add 3 to it like that?
Would you shift over 3? Or shift
Where am
up
I adding
3?
the 3? I'm adding
To
the
y.
3 to the y, right? So it's shifting up 3. So everything shifts up 3. And even my asymptote. So my asymptote, which was the x-axis, is now the line y equals 3. There's my new asymptote. It shifted up 3.
Okay.
And the entire graph just shifts up 3 like that.
Gotcha.
Okay. What if it was y equals 2 to the x plus 3 like that?
Ooh, I don't know.
It's the same as what I did here. I added 3 to the inside, and it did what to the graph?
Moved it to the left.
It moved it left 3. So this adding 3 to the inside is going to move it left 3. So the red graph just moves left 3. So this point, instead of being 0, 1, is going to be negative 3, 1.
Okay.
So the asymptote would be the same. The asymptote didn't change from the red one. The asymptote is still just the x-axis, but it goes like that.
All right.
Because the whole red graph got shifted left 3.
Yeah. All right.
Okay? That's how you graph basic graphs with their translations.
All right. Thanks.